Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20 Women's Tour, episode 35. It's the signing period. We begin with our re-signing of our contract. We go from 95 to 120,000 with a 100% success rate this season. So a 25,000 bump from where we were. That's a pretty healthy bump. I mean, that's nearly 25% more than what we had a year ago. The only downside is we got to watch out that our maximum we're approaching that. So next season, that might be it. We might have hit the ceiling with the team. And depending on how things are going, we may actually have to look to taking on a large sponsor eventually. But right now, of course, the short term is we've just got to get away from this zero team reputation issue that has been going on for 3 years now. So as we enter the signing period, first thing that jumps out at me is that Cat Garfield has leveled up over the last 2 weeks. So she was a 73. She's now a 74. That's great. I would have been really happy if she would have done that next week instead of last week. But hey, whatever. Hopefully we can afford her because she is one of those few racers with that 5'8" potential. So we really need to try to get her signed because of the high potential, plus American rider, good for the American sponsor, blah, blah, blah. 90% interest rate isn't quite 100, so she might want a little bit of money. We got to make sure we are generous with that. Peronovich would really love to sign, but I'm not sure as a 75 whether there's going to be enough interest, especially when we only picked up 5%. She's still in the red, so that's worrying. Kinsani, I don't think will be too much of a problem. Emma White will definitely be okay, I would think. 73, 100% interest should be doable. The others, 71 and below, even though a couple of them are not on 100% interest, I think we'd have no problem signing any of them. Madison Schutz is, even though she's only a 68, she is a 5'8" potential, so that's one of our obvious targets to go after. And that's already 60 points, and I have a feeling I'm going to try to sign each and every one of them, regardless of what their background is, because, well, we need riders. Speaking of, I'm going to run a quick check. See right now, 70 points, 23rd overall. We're obviously not going to stay there, but that's not a terrible place to be. I need to see how many vacancies we're going to have. So we have 6 upcoming vacancies. We have 13 riders left. 2 of them are our top 2 riders. The other 4 are inconsequential, but there's still going to be quite a few riders who really are just filler. Most of those are expiring next season, and then we'll be able to kind of move on to the new era. And so again, next season. Oh my goodness, I've got so much riding on next season. But can we make a dent this season? Can we get a couple quality riders? Well, let's start with the easy one. That's Schutz signed. You can see she's a 69 hill, 66 mountain. Won't be hard to break away from her Baradeur current ability and get her into something like a puncher maybe, or a sprinter, or a climber. There's definitely some options. Ravar has a 69 mountain rating, good in prologues, a 73 cobble rating, is a classics rider, 70 acceleration, 68 sprint. That's a pretty good starting point. And with a 4.7 potential and just 21 years of age, this could be a pretty good signing for us. But we'll see how much it costs. 12 points. Not amazing on that part. Not a fan of having to spend that much. Not a fan that she's asking that much money, but at the same time, we've got some cash. So we're okay on that part. Not a fan of the roll or the money. Still not a fan of that roll. 2 more chances. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, she's happy with the money. This is our last chance. We can't do much here. Oh, crap. All right, well, we get Emma White signed. That's a big boost. There's our first 73 overall coming in. That does boost our index. You can see Garfield's already a pretty dang good classics rider. Let's see if we can get her signed. This is the big one. Absolute leader is fine by me. Let's start with a decent amount of money. Oh, I think we might do it. Uh-oh. Let's go 20,000. No chances. Okay, we got her. We got her. Cat Garfield coming to the team. That's a 73 and a 74 now. We nearly have our replacements. You can see Perinovic is fairly all around. I'd say Puncher is going to be her best trait, but she doesn't have much acceleration. That can be reshaped. Just 22. That potential, there's got to be something that's going to really help. And for us, a 75, a 74, and a 73 signed would be huge. That boosts our index from a 70 to a 74. That's a massive jump. Oh, I don't think this is going to happen. The money's going to make a jump, but getting to 100%, I don't think is going to be possible. Yeah, she likes the money now. But the interest is so low. I think this might be the last time I ever actually bother with the simple act of... Yeah, see, you can't raise it anywhere near enough. I've had riders before that I've gotten to 100% and still wouldn't sign with us because they did not have enough interest. You just simply can't go after a rider that has red level. It's not about 0, it's about red. If you don't get it into yellow, I don't think it's possible to sign a rider. All right, well, we got Garfield, we got Emma White, we missed on Koravar and Perinovic, so Kansani becomes really important as an option now. Not the greatest potential. I'm worried about that. Let me double check my options and see where we're at. So for me, Kansani is going to be a 1-year filler. Not super high potential, but that 73 overall is something I really need to try to get. So we're going to see if we can get away with a 1-year contract. I know we're going to have to offer significantly more because the interest isn't there, and I'm not offering. We'll try with leader and see what happens. Okay, we're not terribly far off. I think we might get stuck with a 2-year deal here. And then money-wise, we're getting ballpark. Salary's almost there. We get 2 more offers in us. Oh, so close. Okay. Okay, well, we got it. That's our 3 team leaders. That brings that index up significantly. A 73 plus 73 and a third minimum, so maybe a 73 and a half. I don't think that's going to get us World Tour, but I think that's probably going to get us Continental Pro. Last one, Sarah Martin, much more affordable and has a bit of potential and is certainly better than some of the options we have right now by a good bit. So we will sign her to a longer term deal as long as she's not crazy expensive. Happy with all of the above, but still not interested. Wonder if we go up here and here, will that do it? Nope, couldn't get her signed. So here's our current look for next season. You can see we still have a slew of riders at the bottom that just are not quality. Not quality at all. We're adding 4, losing 6. The team's a little too large, so I'm okay with only adding 4. But 3 of those 4 are pretty costly. The good news is they're all young. 2 of 3 have good potential. The other one's okay. And 2 of 3 are American riders. That helps us with our evaluation of sponsor. And then they all boost the index. Right now we're 15th. We're not going to stay World Tour. Not a chance as other riders get signed. But that's a tolerable bunch of riders. You can see we're shifting away from being good in time trial to being much better in classics. We're losing a little bit of punch. We're losing a little bit of climbing capability GC-wise, but not bad considering what we're losing. Considering the 2 key riders that are leaving us and there's no chance of re-signing, things could be far, far worse than what we've managed to pull off here, bringing in 3 fairly solid riders. Now, the downside, though, is they're expensive. Kansani, at least, is only a 2-year deal, the lower potential rider, but that's still going to hurt us for a little while. You can see next year, there's a lot of expiring contracts next year. Mama Lenti might be the only one we're even interested in bringing back from that. And then we have 7 expiring contracts beyond that we're absolutely saying farewell to the entire group. Now, that does mean we might need to replace some American riders. I don't remember kind of how is our sponsor when it comes to no known riders from US. We're going to get to having some known riders, so at least we'll have that. And maybe that'll balance out. But I think we'll need to look for a couple of American riders next season. Donadin's popularity went up a lot, winning the national championships. But we've still got some question marks hanging over our heads. That other problem with next year is we're only saving about 20,000 with the expiring contracts. Even Mama Lenti is only making 3. So the money coming in, way more than the money coming out. And that's going to start making things difficult. Unlike the men's tour, you can get into the low 70s and not have to pay much. But here, low 70s is fairly competitive. And so they start asking a lot more already by that point. I mean, even Tioli, just now a 71, is already making 7,400. I just had myself a new gen rider who is developing very quickly, just 19, Rita Del Mar, a 71 overall already, and shows up on my 5.8 potential list, which she was significantly lower than this when I checked in a couple months ago. So she has raised her profile rapidly. High acceleration, 70 cobble, 72 hill, so she's a puncher and can do a fair bit in classics. The resistance is not that bad, stamina is not that bad, and she can even climb a little bit compared to a lot of others, especially for a 19-year-old. This is all the points I have left. Let's see what we can do with this one. She wants 10,000, which is more than what we have, but if I fire staff, can we? No. I will not be able to make that happen. Even if we fired all the staff and brought that 4,000 in, you can see we're already unable to make that happen. All right, well, that's all the points we had, so we've done what we can. We're only bringing 4 riders in, but again, 3 of them become the top 3 riders. Quick update before we enter the Women's Tour of Utah. Dijkman extending with Trek. Chloe Dijkert going to the Sprinters Malderen. And then Fleur van der Piet heading to this team, which I have no idea who that is, but I think it's World Tour team. Is that a World Tour team in real life, or is that just the game that has brought them up? Stage 3 sees Van der Piet on a -3 race day condition. That's not good. Donadin is ready to set off. She is looking quite a bit better. Van der Piet, the better time trialist, but huge negative. It's all time trial, no prologue today, thanks to the distance. So that's a 73 with 70 resistance, which is not looking so good. Van der Piet, Donadin, and Sobi are all in the top 6 here on stage number 3, and all not looking good on the race day condition. Not sure what's going on with that, but we are suffering a bit. Donadin's looking okay on a 0, but we have lacked a bit of luck here recently, and the difficult times have stayed difficult. Recent target Megan Jastrab is 2nd overall right now, but our new signing, Kata Garfield, is 5th, and Emma White is 16th. They were both in the top 6 for a while there. Sarah Martin, we missed out on her. She's 19th. But that should definitely help boost the profile, bringing in a couple of the top American riders. Two punchy stages netted okay results through the quick sim. We'll see what we can do in person here on this stage, and then stage 6, which is the climbing stage. Vanderpeet not looking so great though as she goes through that second checkpoint. She does have a little bit of energy to spare though as we push towards the end. And let's slow it down a little bit as a result. Donadin also hanging in there. Go a little harder, which is a great sign because the others at 73 could not make it at all. So we're able to get a pretty hard push here. Vanderpeet. Okay, all the way. Oh, that's not a 99. I rolled up and she all of a sudden ends up at a 50. The final little bit. 99 for you as well. Attack, attack, attack. 18th. Vanderpeet is top 10 at least, but not great. -3 certainly didn't help. Sobe's -3 not helping either. Ridiculously bad luck this week in the game in general. Kind of all my series. Well, not Champions. Champions has had some okay luck. My career mode and my women's tour series have been missing some luck of late. Us, for instance, only being able to sign 4 riders and 3 of them charging absurd amounts of money to get them signed. That was harsh. Stage 6 of 7. Final climbing stage. This is our chance to go for it. Vanderpeet again on a -2, so not much luck. But Donadin does have a +3. And Sobe is on a 0, so you know, we'll see what we can do. Vanderpeet was in the top 10 on the time trial stage, so we'll see kind of what her position is. I haven't looked closely. Sobe is 11th at 343 down. Donadin is 9th at 256 down, and Vanderpeet is 4th place at 206. So I really do need to ride for Vanderpeet if possible, though she's on a 75-72 today. Donadin has a 76-73, so they're actually similar, and somehow the blinking red never showed until I stopped it. Bothers me how it does that sometimes, and all of a sudden we are at the back right before the climb. Not a good time to be there. In fact, it's only 11 kilometers and we're at the back. Why don't we fix that this way, just before we go climbing in earnest? So let's get our top 3, and then Mama Lenti, and then Brookshire. It's easy when you really know your riders and you've had the same ones in a lot of races. Clevenger is already at the front. That's nice. She's gonna have to go fairly hard because she is not much of a top rider here. The pretty ladies are headed for the top. They're not very good commentary. Okay, there's Sobe. Brookshire. Brookshire is the one who's got to fight through this thing. Let's help. Brookshire not fighting this thing terribly well, actually. Donadin's getting up there. There's Vanderpeet. Brookshire is nearly done too. Let's go ahead and use her gel, and then use. Oh, Clevenger's gonna fade. Okay, Brookshire, get out of this thing. Change the order. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Valenti still struggling. I thought I said use your gel. Oh, that was Brookshire that I said that about. 47 is all that's left here, but it's still 7K, so There's plenty of Clevenger's done, so on to Sobey in a moment, I would suppose, but for now, Clevenger leading this thing out. Ganser, current U.S. champion. Okay, Mamalenti made it! It's only going to be a second that she's leading at the front, but it's something. 6K to go. Sobey, Donadin, Vanderpeet is almost up there. So don't attack too hard yet. Sobey, a good climber, so we'll go 85. Finally, Vanderpeet getting into position. We catch the last breakaway rider. Only one more rider in between, and Vanderpeet finally covers the ground. 4K to go. Gel for Donadin. Down to 21 riders. I'm gonna actually ease off a little bit as Badger attacks.
Wow, that's one attack that's going to leave a good few in its wake.
As I was worried about this happening with Vanderpeet, we're going to just have to ride on with these two. The race day condition is what it is. Badger fading.
And he moves on to the attack.
Malseed,
It could be decisive.
Cloud. Ooh, oh, come on. Just hang in there. Malseed's going to be gone. We have to do what we can do with that. Sobey. Just 99 your way up. Vanderpeet's hanging on.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
So Malseed is a 76 mountain, 71 resistance. Cloud's also a 76. Donadin's only there because she's got the +3. 800 meters to go. Donadin has a tiny chance of
this win is well
getting up to
deserved.
second.
He displayed a tremendous
Hanging
tenacity.
on there. Badger somehow.
The race is
Donadin
run, but
does
the
grab
poor
third.
souls bringing up
Sobey's
the
going
rear
to get
continue to cross the
5th.
line. It's a bit of a
And
knock for the morale.
Vanderpeet. That last little bit here. Just outside of the top 10. And there you go. So Ganser was 6th. Jastrab was 8th. Vanderpeet was 12th. Franz down there in 17th. Max Verstappen. Oh no, Renata Verstappen in 20th. Max would be very disappointed with 20th. Then again, he rides in a pack of 20. Not 200. Alright, well, the GC didn't quite blow up for us. It was okay. Malseed, McLeod, Steigenga are your top 3. Donadin moves up ahead of Vanderpeet, takes 4th. Jastrab, good run for her, 5th place. Vanderpeet 6th. Pershin, Sobey 8th. So we get 3 riders in the top 8. All in all, that's a good result. Vanderpeet having those minuses every day certainly did not help things. Donadin ended up outshining her. It happens. It happens sometimes. So at this point, there's not much. I mean, you've got Tour of Colorado. Okay. I mean, sure. Great. Aging Tour. I think our main thing left the rest of the season is just going to be the World Championships. There's not much to do here. There's not much to worry about. I mean, do I want a farewell race for our leaders? Maybe. Maybe we just do Philadelphia road race. 152K punchy. Something different? Sure. I think that's probably a good place to go. So, couple World Championship races. Philadelphia road race, if I can remember that next time. And that's going to end the season. That's going to be it for Vanderpeet and for Donadin. Farewell to them. They've been amazing. They've developed so fast. They were not this high when we signed them. I think Donadin was a 69 and Vanderpeet was a 68 or something along those lines. So a really nice 2 seasons from them. I wish I had signed them to 3 and not 2, but I was not sure about the potential when I did sign them. We overpaid slightly for them. No, we didn't. No, 3,000 is not slightly. I don't know how I ended up on 2-year deals for them. I really don't. Maybe they didn't want the 3-year deals. No, that doesn't seem right. Writers are always happier with longer deals. All of them. Anyway, I don't know what happened there, why I would have signed them for less, but it's been a strange and unusual first few seasons of this, trying to get writers signed when nobody wants to sign with us, and overpaying. That's been the big thing. This season we finally kind of caved in to do that, and now all of a sudden we're going to be cash strapped going forward. Next season we're going to have whatever upgraded expenses plus 20K, and we have 10 left. So we'll have 30K plus, if we up by another 20, 25, maybe 30,000. So 50K is a decent amount to play with, but it's a lot less than we had to play with this season. And if better writers want to sign with us, that 50K is going to go real fast. All right, well, anyway, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.